If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you.
You're not doing him any favors by staying. If anything, you're actually gonna start building up resentment. Your relationship doesn't have to be toxic to validate your feelings of wanting to leave. Think of it this way. If he's a good guy, he deserves to be happy. That means he deserves to be with somebody who values him and wants him just the way he is. If that's not you, you gotta let him go.
He may not see it like this right now, but you're doing both of you a favor.
You're the one initiating divorce, but you feel guilty as hell because he's a good guy. There isn't any big reason. He didn't cheat on you. He didn't steal from you. He's not beating you. He's a good guy, and you feel like shit because you know you need to divorce. You know you're not happy, and it's the right thing. But yeah, it's keeping you from actually pulling the trigger because you feel so guilty. I want to talk about this again. I talk about this a lot, and I just feel as though I need to keep reinforcing this message because I know that you need to hear this. You are not doing anything wrong by asking for a divorce. You are not doing anything wrong by saying, my happiness lies in a different path. But what you are doing is you are doing the right thing. You know, Brene Brown says, clear is kind. And if you stay because you feel guilty, you are not being clear and you are not being kind. Not only are you robbing yourself of a chance at happiness, but you're robbing him at his chance for happiness too. Because by staying, even though you want to leave, you are misleading him and you're keeping him from finding the happy, healthy relationship that he deserves as well. So don't kid yourself that by staying, you're doing the kind thing because you're in your heart, you're not there, you're not committed anymore, you're not in love anymore. It's time for you to go. So number one, you're not doing anything wrong. So the guilt you're feeling is actually not guilt, okay? Because guilt means you're doing something wrong, but you're not doing something wrong. And therefore, it's not guilt you're feeling. It's the discomfort of making a choice that you know is going to be hard for somebody else, and it's the choice that he doesn't want. It's the discomfort of making a choice that is in alignment with your truth and with your values and what you know is right for you. You're uncomfortable about that because you know that it's going to be hard for him, okay? So reframe it from guilt to discomfort. That's going to help you get out of that trap. And number two, remind yourself that clear is kind. And when you are clear with yourself and you're clear with him, that is the kindest thing to do. Doesn't mean it's easy, but it is the kindest thing you can do.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at
3 years ago today, I left a 5-bedroom, 3 full bath, 3-car garage, beautiful fenced-in backyard home to move into my mom's basement at 35 years old because I asked for a divorce. I divorced the nice guy, knowing I was not in love and not fulfilled in that marriage, and that we truly just were not compatible. I had no money because I had been running a successful business, but this all happened during COVID, and my business was an in-person business, so it was greatly affected by that. That on top of emotional and mental abuse I was dealing with and transition of leaving my home, I could barely function to work because I was in such a dark place. I lost family, I lost friends, I had people make up blatant lies about me. Instead of just coming to me and talking to me, they assumed the worst in everything. I didn't know where I was gonna go, and I lived with my mom for an entire summer until I found this crappy little townhome that I took because I could afford it. It was old, the basement flooded, but I made it my own. It was in a really bad neighborhood, and I constantly also had to deal with cops showing up at my neighbor's door. But again, I could afford it, and at that time, that's all that mattered. I was now not only a single mom, I had to figure everything out on my own. I had to get assistance with rent. I had to get help with food. I was in the lowest of lows. I went from being a six-figure successful business owner to barely surviving.
I got a divorce from a good guy, and I kind of want to talk about it because I recently got a video on my For You page of a girl talking about her experience divorcing the good guy, and I was like, same. I'm gonna throw my experience into the mix. So I want to preface by saying queerness was a part of my story, but I can say without a doubt that even if I hadn't figured out that I was queer at like 28, I would have still eventually gotten a divorce from this guy. I know. I think about it and I'm like, there were a lot of other things going on. There were other things at play. And I do know that figuring out that I was queer when I did sped up the process because I was just like, it's all I could think about. And I knew like, oh, this is a lot bigger of a deal, I feel like maybe than I've ever put like weight on it. And I have to figure this out. I have to pursue this thing that I've figured out about myself. So I do know that I would have still gotten a divorce from him. And it's tough because obviously me figuring out that I wanted to be with women is really the only reason you need to divorce a guy. I know that there were other things happening that would have eventually led me to getting a divorce. And honestly, I'm glad that it did happen when it did and that we didn't have kids. Like, we had a dog, but we didn't have kids that we had to like consider or like juggle that aspect of it.
Update on me and my husband. Over a week ago, I posted a video and it went viral. And that was probably the lowest low of my marriage. We've been in marriage counseling and individual counseling for over a year. Things get better until they don't. He knows about the video. We've sat and discussed the video. I've asked him if he wanted me to take it down. He told me no, that I have the right to express my feelings. As much as my words hurt, they're true. We both agree that we are struggling with communication, sticking to what we say we're going to do, because he agrees just as much as I bitch, hey, I shouldn't have to tell you what to do every single day, all day long. He agrees that that's something that he needs to work on, and I agree that I have stuff that I need to work on. Now, in the video, I didn't go into my live details and tell y'all that, hey, I got a lot going on, and so does he. People that follow me understand and know exactly what's going on in my life. But without knowing that, just off of a 1:30 video, I'm lazy, I stay in bed all day, y'all think I don't work, I'm fat. It is what it is. I knew what I was putting on the internet when it went on, and it is what it is. That's why I've kept it up, and I really don't care. I'm going to normalize the fact that some marriages are falling apart. It doesn't mean I'm giving up. Yes, I said I wanted a divorce a week ago. When your blood pressure's high, you will say things. Anybody that's in counseling knows that. My therapist actually told me, hey, don't talk when your blood pressure's high. You'll say things that you won't mean. It's normal. We're humans. The reason why I'm keeping the video up is because there are so many women that are going through the same thing, and we need to validate our feelings. I've made it very clear to my husband that if things don't change, that there will be a divorce in our pending future. And that's one thing that we both agreed that we did not want, and we're still willing to work on our marriage, even after all of this mess. And lastly, yes, I ran to the internet and I spewed out my emotions for everybody to see. That's why I took all the hate. That's why I didn't really say much about it. I listened to everybody's opinions. I'm thankful for a lot of them because some of them were like, the devil is attacking your marriage. And I'm like, you know what? Let me step back and realize that the devil is attacking. But the hate comments, they go in one ear and out the other. I've been on social media for over a year. I'm used to that to some degree. But to any and all hate comments, I want y'all to know that you get what you put into this world. So all the energy that you put into this world and your comments and what you say, it comes back to you. I pray for you.